What do you say, Cole? Let's finish this. All right.
Go Abbott!
I'm eating half of a blueberry bagel and half of a cinnamon raisin bagel as we're heading off to the Long Beach Marathon checkout run and Expo.
Hey AHRC fan, MK here, and it is Monday, 1 week after the Long Beach Marathon, and boy was it a full race weekend. Long Beach is only a 30-minute drive from where we live in Irvine, so we met up with some friends for a quick 3-mile shakeout run. It was so awesome to meet new friends, some of whom were running their very first marathon. Awesome stuff. This is the 2025 Long Beach Marathon and Half.
Just remember that your training was worth it and then you had fun doing it, and smile also.
Save your energy and your power for those last 3 miles because there's that hill and play that music where you're just gonna be like, go!
The half marathon is nice. Goes up to the bridge really early, so yeah, just take those really conservatively and coming around to the 2 zones are
We made a quick dash through the Expo, grabbing our race packets, which came with a very sturdy tote bag that can double as a reusable shopping bag, our bib, and technical t-shirt with a very cool Soul of SoCal logo. We also picked up as many free samples of electrolyte and caffeine drinks as possible. Pro tip, wear a backpack when collecting samples at Marathon Expos. On Sunday afternoon, we carved up with a bowl of steak, avocado, tomato, spinach, hummus, pico, and black beans over white rice. Real similar to what we get at Chipotle, but we just made it at home since we are racing local. We only get to race a few races local like OC, LA, or Long Beach, and we love sleeping in our own beds and eating food from home. Super comfortable, reliable, and safe. Kids got to bed super early for a super early start to race morning. We hit the sack at 6:30 p.m. and headed out at 4 in the morning. And this is the point when things started turning south. We should have arrived by 4:30 a.m., an hour before the marathon start, but we ran into some unexpected detours and bottlenecks trying to park that got us to the parking lot at 5:20 a.m., only 10 minutes before the start. We volunteered with a Snail's Pace Running Club, and one of the responsibilities of official pacers is to be on time. Sorry, Michelle. We will do better next time. Promise. We ran to Corral D, excused our way through to Corral A, and spotted the 3:20 pacer sign and lined up right behind them. We got a chance to shout our pacing goal to the crowd around us, held up our pace sticks as high as possible, and we were off. The start of the 2026 Long Beach Marathon. Here with the night crew. It was a chaotic start, but we're on mile 2 of the Long Beach Marathon. Let's go. It was pitch black dark, and to be honest, Cole and I were both a bit frazzled, so we got 0 video footage of the start. I didn't even tie my shoes properly. We just started with the crowd and locked into our goal pace of 8:09 per mile. I couldn't see much through the darkness, but I could sense that runners were steadily forming a swarm behind us. There wasn't any chatter going on, but the steady drum roll of footsteps was growing as we started passing mile markers. At around mile 5, Cole and I had a substantial group of runners aiming to run at or around our finish time of 3:35. So we introduced ourselves on course to our runners and gave them some assurance that they are in good hands for an evenly paced marathon with us. Cole is, after all, a metronome when it comes to pacing. But mile 6, my heart rate started to rise. It was extremely difficult to breathe, and I did not feel that I could make it to the finish line. The Long Beach Marathon course is a bunch of out and backs, so we passed by or nearby the start line a number of times. I figured that I wasn't completely over the flu and contemplated dropping out of the race. Oh, I am running the Michael Jordan flu marathon. Holy cow, running at marathon pace, heart rate for the first 8 miles. It's finally coming down just a little bit, but holy cow, it's hard to breathe. But Cole reminded me that we were very stressed at the start, which could influence heart rate and effort level. Even with my heart rate exceeding marathon pace effort at mile 6, which should have been easy pace, I committed to giving it my best effort to finish and focused on continuing on with fueling and hydration as if I were running 26.2 miles and hoping for the best. And you know what? By mile 12, I started feeling a little better. I felt like I could breathe without gasping for air, and my heart rate was noticeably lower at around steady state at this point. It took 12 miles to find a groove, but my body finally decided to allow me to run a marathon after a 1 hour and 38-minute warm-up and heart rate spike. At around this time, the sun was up and it was bright enough to see other runners as we passed by on the out and backs. And it was at this time that all of our quiet running was interrupted by shouts of "All Heart" and "MK" from runners passing by. Thanks so much for all the shout outs. I truly believe that all of that positive energy was a big reason why things turned so positively for me.
We are the dreamers, the light keepers, we are one. This is our time, this is our time. We are the dreamers, the light keepers, we are.
All right, 2 more miles to go. This is the final stretch. It's always been my dream to run with my son, my daughter. I feel so fortunate to have this life. We're gonna finish up another marathon together. 3:35, all right. Let's do it, 3:35. What do you say, Cole? Let's finish this. Well paced, Cole. Could have done it without you.
We are the dreamers, the light keepers, we are one. This is our time, this is our time. We are the dreamers, the light keepers, we are one. This is our time, this is our time.
We took a good portion of our group all together until mile 20. Some of our group went on ahead of us and others started to slow down a bit. We did take a small handful all the way to the finish line, which was magical. Everyone who we met on course and ran some portion of the race with us did fantastic. Everyone ran with all heart. Congratulations. The start for Evan turned out to be just as chaotic. She had plenty of time to rest in the car before her start at 7 a.m., but unfortunately, she had trouble entering Corral A and was instructed to start in Corral D. Evan got a bit frazzled by that and couldn't get out of a negative headspace. Evan had planned to use the half marathon race as a marathon pace rehearsal run. She started with 3 easier miles before settling into her marathon pace effort. However, shortly after 6 miles, at a bit slower than marathon pace, Evan decided she didn't want to be on that race course anymore. She easy ran the rest of the course and waited for me and Cole at the finish line.
I wasn't in a good place mentally, even though I had just finished a really good long run of 12 miles at 6:21 per mile just a week ago. I was in kind of a slump. I had a lot of negative thoughts. And I wasn't even able to do my midweek workouts because of it. Usually, my dad is there at the start of the races to talk me into being positive. And it usually helps to have a positive mantra to repeat to myself when I reach mentally tough parts during a workout or race. I knew that I didn't give it my normal effort at Long Beach Half Marathon. So my dad and I talked about using the following week to start believing in myself again and get my groove back and work toward accomplishing individual workout goals instead of putting too much pressure on myself with the marathon goal time. So I did. I hammered a couple of short workouts during the week, and then I told myself to go out and redo the longer workout I was supposed to do in Long Beach. And here's how that turned out 1 week after the Long Beach Half. To be honest, that long run was hard. I was negative during the run several times, but my dad just told me to stay calm and remain communicative. And whenever I was negative or said that I couldn't do something, my dad just reminded me that everything is going to be okay and to give it a shot and see what happens. And you know what happened? 14 miles at marathon pace, 6:49, 6:45, 6:41. 6:35, 6:35, 6:33, 6:29, 6:29, 6:28, 6:25, 6:25, 6:23, 6:20, 6:14. And then all the easy pace miles after that was under 7:30 pace.